Good evening, Westlake 10th grade students and parents. My name is Tasha Oliver, and I am your 10th grade assistant principal. I want to first begin by thanking you for spending part of your evening with me tonight. I'm going to share lots of exciting information with you to guide you through how our students can be successful in the virtual learning environment on day one when school starts August 17th. So without further ado, let's get started. So I want to talk to you a little bit about our 10th grade meeting. So as you may be aware, we have three major components that we believe in here at Westlake High School. And we devise all of our goals and opportunities around student achievement, people and culture, and community collaboration. Our Westlake commitments are collaborative partnership, instructional ownership, and professional stewardship. At this time, I would like to make you aware of our PTSA members and our executive board. We have President Ms. Insa Womack. Our Vice President is Ms. Sarisa Allen. Mr. Frederick Lynch is our treasurer. Ms. Rashida Heath is our recording secretary. Ms. Laura Calloway is our corresponding secretary. I am also on the executive PTSA board as a school member. And Ms. Sharita Kempson is our parliamentarian. So at this time, I want to take a moment to share a very special video that was made by the PTSA Executive Board to hopefully garner your partnership and membership this school year. Okay, so at this time, I want to talk to you about what you will be getting if you join our PTSA this year. Parents, faculty, and community members are being asked for a membership of $20. Our cafeteria staff, custodians, and bus drivers are being asked for a membership fee of $10, and our students will have a membership fee of $5. Your PTSA membership fees will go toward a scholarship for senior Westlake students and also a plethora of exciting activities and support for our teachers and staff this school year. In fact, our PTSA president and executive board are hard at work planning a back-to-school celebration for all of our Westlake teachers. Thank you, Westlake PTSA, for supporting our teachers as we return back to school. At this time, I would like to introduce to you our principal, Mr. Jamar Robinson. I also would like to bring your attention to our Westlake administrators. We have Dr. Triaka Larry. She's our 9th grade administrator. We have Ms. Charmaine Hankerson, who is supporting our 11th grade students. We have Ms. Cece Johnson, Cecilia Johnson. She is supporting student services, PE, and social studies. And we have Mr. Gregory Menace, who is our 12th grade administrator. I also want to discuss or have you introduce you to our Westlake academic support. We have Ms. Candace Hickman Williams, who is our magnet coordinator. We have Dr. Shanika Henry, who is our instructional coach, and Ms. Janelle Wingfield, who is our IB NYP coordinator. And of course, to round out the Westlake support, we have our athletic director, Mr. Carl Green. So now I want to switch over to teaching and learning and talk about how our students will engage in the virtual learning environment in August. All Westlake students and Fulton County students will be utilizing the platform Microsoft Teams. You may have been familiar or remember hearing about this platform in March when we initially went out for virtual learning. This platform will become the standard for how we engage in virtual learning with our students this year. So you may be asking yourself, well, how do I access Teams? And parents, this is very important because we want you to engage with your student in this virtual learning process. Your ability to go in and actually check their assignments, look at their progress, and everything related to their virtual learning environment will be found on Teams. So from the Fulton County webpage, you are going to scroll down and click on class link. This is also the way that your student will be going in to access Microsoft Teams. So as you can see, there is a class link and a red arrow pointing to that icon. Once you open the class link icon, you will see a page that looks similar to this. Your student or you will enter your student's FCS student number, and then the password is a default of the student birth date. There are no dashes or slashes. It will be the 2-digit year, 2-digit date, and 2-digit month, 2-digit date, and 4-digit year. After that, you click sign in. Once you have officially signed into the ClassLink Fulton County platform, you will look for a bevy of icons that are huddled together called the Microsoft Office 365 suite. It looks just like the icon that you see on my screen. Once you click on that icon, you will see the icon for Microsoft Teams. This is where your student will be engaging in the virtual learning platforms with all of their teachers at Westlake High School. But you can also see that your student can check their Fulton County email over to the right where you see the Outlook icon. So that is just a brief snapshot of how our students and teachers will be engaging with each other in the virtual learning process. We do have forthcoming some videos that will actually walk the students and parents through step by step, click by click, how to access Teams and some of the different features that you may find helpful in that platform. So now let's talk about our universal remote learning bell schedule. For this particular time that we are out, we are asking that all students arrive to their virtual classroom at 8:20 a.m. each morning. As you can see, this class schedule does not differ significantly from our traditional bell schedule when we were face-to-face. Our classes will continue to be 90 minutes in length, and we will have broken down instructional periods by which our teachers will have live teaching sessions to teach our students, and our students will have an opportunity to practice and demonstrate what they know before leaving the virtual learning environment for that particular class. One highlight here on this schedule to note is that all teachers will hold office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:40 until 4:15 p.m. Office hours would include the ability for you to schedule a parent conference, virtually of course, with your child's teacher. It also includes some opportunity for your student to get one-on-one help and assistance with any subject in which they may be struggling. So now let's talk about virtual classroom conduct and how we should interact with each other when we are in a virtual platform. So we have some expectations at Westlake High School around virtual learning and how students should engage with their teachers as well as their peers and classmates. As stated before, all of our classes will meet virtually in Microsoft Teams. All students are expected to log into their first class no later than 8:15. We do have morning announcements that will be featured at that time. We are asking that all students log in no later than 8:15 and be ready to learn by 8:20. Attendance will be taken by each teacher in each virtual session daily. So students must ensure that they are on time for class and that they remain in the session for the duration of the class period. Students should refrain from inappropriate conversation or chat conversation as the teacher is engaging in the learning process. Harassment, bullying, cyberbullying of any kind will not be tolerated from our Westlake students. We are encouraging kindness, and we are encouraging that students conduct themselves in a scholarly manner in which we would want them to go out and represent our school and our community. Misuse of social media platforms could result in disciplinary actions as well. So we encourage our students, again, to have a positive social media footprint, and we encourage that you have these conversations with your student at home as we approach our first day of school. All learning sessions will be recorded each day for each class. Below, you can see that I have included a link to the student code of conduct for this school year. There are a few minor changes and additions that they've added to support students in the virtual learning environment and to provide you as a parent with guidelines for how you should have conversations with your student around the expectations for virtual learning. So now let's talk a little bit about how to make virtual learning work at home. I know that many parents were struggling in March to navigate the virtual platforms and then make this process work for their student. So I want to give you some tips and guidelines at this time for how you can make this a smoother process as we approach August 17th. So one of the first things that you may want to think about as a parent is to create a designated space for learning within your home or within the environment in which your student will be engaging in the virtual platform. Scholars who are seated at a table or desk often have a better learning experience than, say, if they have just woke up for the morning and they may still be in bed. Learning where a student is seated at a desk or a workspace is optimal for the virtual learning environment. Students should dress in accordance with the Fulton County dress code. We do understand that we are in a very strange and unprecedented time, but we still want our scholars to conduct themselves in a professional manner, which means that we would like for them to come to the virtual learning session fully clothed with no hair bonnets or clothing that may be of an offensive nature. We want to ensure that students have access to paper, writing utensils, and charging cords. So parents, as you're setting up this virtual learning space in your home, make sure that your scholar has access to paper, notebooks, writing utensils so that they can take notes, and a charging cord at their disposal so that they may stay plugged into the virtual learning process without their computer dying in the middle of the work session. We also want to ensure the learning space is well lit and free from other distractions like TV or music. We want to make sure that there are as few distractions as possible in the background. This will help both the teacher and the student to engage in an optimal learning environment. Please remember that these sessions will be recorded, so we want to make sure that we are able to support our students in the best way possible. The next thing you may want to consider as you have selected your learning space for your student is to utilize a learning schedule and stick to it. So parents, provide your scholar with a printed copy, if possible, of the Bell schedule for universal remote learning. This will help your student to stay on time and to know when a class session ends and when a class session begins. We are also advising that you conduct random check-ins with your scholar to ensure that they're participating in their virtual classroom. A lot of times, parents, if we are away from the virtual learning environment, whether you are at home or somewhere else, or you could be at work, it's a good idea to check in with your scholar and say, hey, are you logged into your Algebra 1 class right now? Are you in your geometry class right now? And that will help to hold your scholar accountable even when they're away from your physical presence. Additionally, we want to ensure that students have access, to a schedule and that they're able to follow it. So organizing the work is the next piece of advice that I have for you. Review with your scholar how they will submit assignments and identify when they are due. When we have our open house, which will be a virtual experience, all teachers will be going through with parents where to find the assignments, how to see when they're due, how to check your child's progress. And you want to sit down with your scholars, especially in the early going, and sit down with them and say, can you show me where your assignments are housed? Can you show me the progress that you've made so far? A lot of teachers will also be assigning due dates within the virtual learning environment that will have an expiration time. If the student does not submit their assignments on time, that assignment will close and that opportunity will be missed for that period for that student. So sit down with your scholar and go through the platform together so that you both know exactly when and where to look for assignments. Have your scholar maintain a notebook for each class and provide him or her with a space to take notes. Ensure that you and your scholar have contact information for each teacher. This is going to be very important as communication with teachers will also be virtual. You want to make sure that the teacher has your correct email address and that you have access to email that teacher at any point when you have a concern or would like to address something with the teacher. Finally, you want to check Infinite Campus to keep abreast of any graded assignments. You don't want to get into the habit of waiting until the progress report comes out to do a progress check on your scholar. Check into Infinite Campus regularly and ensure that your child is earning the grades that you know they're capable of earning. Finally, I want to make sure that I highlight our social and emotional check-ins. This is going to be very important. The county and the district has also made this a priority for our students, and you will be seeing things from the district regarding social and emotional check-ins. So at home, you want to allow your scholar to spend time away from electronics when they're not engaged in the virtual learning environment. This is important because your student will be on the computer or in front of a screen for several hours a day during the week. And you want to provide some downtime where they're not in front of a screen. So having said that, introduce your scholar to a new hobby based on his or her interests. We will have Drop Everything and Read, which is a campaign that we started with Mr. Robinson's principalship, by which students, parents, and any community member can participate in a reading campaign. We will be rolling out additional information during open house to provide you with ideas and ways that you can support the Drop Everything and Read initiative. Talk to your scholar about how they're feeling. A lot of times our students may become overwhelmed, particularly in the first week. They may feel like they don't quite know how to navigate all of the platforms. Check in with them, talk to them about how they're feeling. And finally, utilize our FCS and school resources. There are resources that are at your disposal here at Westlake High School and at large within the district. So please check in with your scholar and ensure that socially and emotionally they are okay. Our teachers will be doing the same as well, because we are in this together and we will be partnering with each other to support and uplift all of our students. So now you might be saying, well, Ms. Oliver, all of this is fine and great, but how do I get a device for my scholar? So over the summer, your scholar may have decided, or you may have elected as a family, to keep the Fulton County device that you were issued last year at Westlake High School. If you still have your device, you are A-OK and perfectly fine to keep your device for the upcoming school year. However, if you do not have a Fulton County device and you are in need of one for Westlake High School virtual learning, you can scan this QR code and it will provide you with a form to fill out so that we can get your name and information and ensure that you will have a device on day one. More information will be forthcoming about how we are going to actually deliver devices to students and when they can come to the school for pickup. We will be doing the pickup by grade level, so please just look for information later next week on how and when your scholar can come and pick up a Fulton County device. This information there's also a link on our school website with the same survey form if you are in need of a device. So again, if you're having trouble scanning the QR code, or if for some reason you would just rather go to the Westlake website, you can do that and you will find the information there where you can fill out the form to request a Westlake High School Fulton County device. So I also want to tell you about our Westlake open house. We will be having a virtual open house on Friday, August 10th, and that time will be from 9 to 12. This meeting or this virtual open house will take place in Teams. We are trying to use Teams links and Teams meetings platforms with everything that we do when we're engaging with our parents and our community stakeholders, because we want our parents to be exposed to Teams and to feel comfortable when we get ready to start virtual learning on August 17th. So the big three things that you will be able to do when you go to the Westlake open house are that students will be able to meet their teachers, and parents, you will too. Students will be able to follow their class schedule. And then, of course, there will be an opportunity and a platform by which students can join a club or organization here at Westlake High School. And I know for many of you, you're thinking, well, how is my student going to join a club or organization? We are adapting and changing our platforms to allow for students to continue their participation and their enjoyment, quite frankly, as they engage in these opportunities and these clubs and organizations here at Westlake. So parents, again, I just wanted to reiterate to you that we are in this together. We are starting this journey together. I was your 9th grade administrator last year, and I will continue to move up with these scholars. So I am here to support them again this year as they are now rising 10th graders, and I cannot wait to see them engaging in their virtual learning environments with their teachers. I cannot wait to engage with you if you have any questions or concerns as we approach our first day, first week of school. And I'm really looking forward to partnering with you so that we can have a positive virtual learning experience for all of our scholars. Please find my contact information on this slide. You can feel free to email me at any time, and I will respond to your concern or point you in the right direction. Parents, the last thing that I'm asking for you to do tonight is to provide me with some feedback. So you can scan this QR code from your phone or from wherever you happen to be sitting to engage in this meeting. And there is a Plus Deltas application that you can fill out to provide your feedback on how this meeting went for you tonight. And I'm going to take just a few minutes and allow you to fill out that form. So parents, just sit tight and please go ahead and fill out the form. So parents, again, I would like to thank you for engaging in this 10th grade parent meeting. I do want to make one point of clarification. Our open house is August 14th. I believe I misspoke and I said August 10th. Our open house will be August 14th. So again, parents, I want to thank you so much for being here with me this evening. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me, and I look forward to seeing you and your scholars very soon.